This is a tutorial about how to make a walk list for 10th Dems. When you log into your TEDdy site using your password and ID, you can go to the Voters button. Click on Voters and you will see many options for various selections of voters. For walk lists, let's generate a walk list by precinct, and for our example, let us use Moraine 203. We use the pull-down list, select Moraine 203 as our precinct, and then proceed to walk lists, the button near the top of the screen. Click on walk lists. And the computer will select from all the voter records those voters in Moraine 203. Now we have certain options as to how we want to present them. We can select to print odd and even sides of the street on separate pages. We can select to print different street names on separate pages. We can select to print a column for various notes that the walk list taker will write, and we also have some checkboxes available for some standard questions. We will select all of these for our example, but they are optional. Now we've clicked on printer, and this generates what the walk list will look like when it gets printed. As you can see, it's a very wide file with lots of columns. So what we're going to do is change the printing from portrait to landscape. So we will select our printer from our print menu when it appears after we tell the program to print. And when we've selected the printer, in this example, I'm going to choose to print it to a file, but the same procedure holds for printing to paper. We need to change the preferences for the page from portrait mode to landscape mode, so it will accommodate all the many columns and note fields. So we change those preferences and apply them. And then we go ahead and we print. In your case, when you're generating the walk list, this will be the end of the printing process. But as you will see here, a file will be generated with what would actually be printed on paper. So we can look through it a little bit. I'm going to save this file, and let's call it Moraine 203 Walklist. And save it. Now what will come up next is the actual file with the various page breaks that will be printing at your printer when this actually prints out. As you can see, the street names and the fields of information appear in columns. If we scroll down a little bit, we can see that the odd and even numbered addresses will appear on different pages. And if we can continue down, we will see that different street names also appear on different pages. This is useful in case you're going to have several people walking the same precinct and you want to divide the paperwork among those people to make it easier for them to just walk up and down one side of the street as opposed to walking back and forth across streets. We've found in the past that people have different preferences for how they walk. So these options are available to you in designing how you print the walk list. And we suggest that you speak a little bit about these options to the people who are requesting the walk list before you go through the process of printing it. As you can see, this particular list printed this way with those selections would consist of 75 pages. Paper is relatively inexpensive. People's time is more valuable. So the choice of how you do this is up to you. Now we can go back to our basic walk listing voter page and let's print out a precinct map. We've found in the past that those people walking are more comfortable having a general idea visually of the area that they're going to be covering. So this map will enable them to see the actual geographic area that the names and houses that they will be visiting are in. Using Google Maps, which is the foundation map for this particular page, we can zoom in and out and try to get a good view for printing so that it's easier for our walker to use. And once we've arrived at the proper zoom level and alignment of the page, we can then send it to the printer and print it out and give it to our walkers as part of their walking package. We can also label the district in the little text box before we print and then go ahead and print. Here again, you will be printing this to a physical printer on paper, and for my purposes, I'm going to just save it to a file so that if I want to use it again at some point in the future, it will be available without having to regenerate the entire thing. And I'll just name it Moraine 203 Walklist map and save it. As you can see, when the map prints, it is at the moment not showing the boundary for the Walklist precinct. We are looking into that at this time, and we will try to have that corrected for the next revision of this instruction tutorial. Basically, that is the end of the process. We've generated our voter list, we have created a walk list from it, and we have then created a map of the area that is contained in the walk list. So we will go back to our basic file and log out and be ready for use next time.